All right, let me start out with a question for both of you. When you first got the script, did anyone else pitch it to you first, or did you read the script sort of blind, as it were? And how did you react when you sort of slowly started working your way through it?
Yeah, I read it on I read it not knowing what it was about. My agents kind of did me quite dirty in that way, that they just gave it to me and were like, Have a read." So I read it in the back of a car, and then arrived at a hotel and had to get out in the dark and find my way to my room, and I was absolutely terrified. So that was how I was introduced to it.
Um, yeah, I also I had a meeting with Mary Parent, who from Legendary, who kind of explained the movie a little bit, and then a few months later, requested to meet on it. I wanted to see the script, and I did. And um, honestly, in this, the thing that stood out to me the most was, at first glance, was that I really liked the '80s songs that were were featured in the script, and I was like, oh, I'd love to dance to "I Can Dream About You." I mean, who wouldn't? But obviously, the more you look at the script, the further it kind of seems to work itself on you and ask questions.
Another one for both of you. How was it working with Mimi as the director? I mean, she's got a great style, and she's obviously seems to know how to work with actors to bring out these sort of great performances in both of you. What was your collaboration like?
It was really great. We had it was sort of like an ongoing conversation. I mean, for me at least, it felt, and it was very freeing in that way, because she really was encouraging us to kind of make these parts our own, or just however much we wanted to bring to them, but at the same time was still a very guiding light when she needed to be. And I think directors, I feel like it's a very tough balance between having to really be hands-on and be prepared, and then staying open to what the actors bring, and where how the movie sort of takes shape as you go. And she was unbelievable with that.
Mm. Yeah, and for me, yeah, I mean, I completely agree with Sebastian. I think Mimi's got just so special. I think she has a really what I love, because this really is a director's medium, is when you're in a film and it's undeniably their work of art, like it's their painting, and you can, it's like handwriting. It's their style and theirs only. And I really felt that making Fresh. I knew I was in Mimi's head, which was really fun. And she has such a sort of creative mind, especially when it comes to the visuals, but also her way of working with actors is very free. Like, it's easy to sometimes, especially if I guess you're a first-time director, to kind of really have a plan in your head of how the scene should go, so that, because just for safety reasons of knowing in the edit, well, I've got it this way and that way. But actually, she really just allowed Sebastian and I to really play and be free, and it was different every time, and she encouraged us to improvise, and she didn't sort of stop us from taking ourselves on tangents, even if they weren't usable. She just really allowed us to have fun, and I think that's really special.
So, Daisy, was there something you wanted to bring to Noah in terms of the character? Just you obviously you read the script, you get an idea of who she is, you get an idea of how she interacts with Steve and everyone else in the film. But was there something that you sort of dialed in? You thought, oh, I really want to sort of make this work for her and bring to the screen.
Yeah, I think when I was first reading it, because there is a lot of sort of comedy within the script, and I kind of noticed that Noah is sort of the straight character. She's kind of, I guess in that sense. But what I really wanted to bring was humor within her, and find ways to make her funny. And I think for me, I'd never worked in this accent before, and I work a lot. I prefer working in accents because I think it informs a lot about a character. And so finding her voice and her tone, and therefore her humor, because I think that's very linked to the way we sort of speak, and our accent, was really important for me. So once I kind of found that, then it really helped, and I could kind of play up that comedy whenever I wanted to. So yeah.
And Sebastian, obviously, Steve is a character that we initially see as charming, as you know, seemingly wonderful for Noah compared to the absolute horrible people she's been dating previously. And obviously things don't go quite the way she or anyone expects. Do you have to sort of get inside his head really and try and make him, because certain things that about him people would probably find incredibly objectionable. Did you have to find a way to sort of make him relatable to you and sort of get inside his head and make him work for you?
Well, I think it's always sort of an exploration, and I think as an actor, you're kind of a detective in a way. You're sort of you're just doing investigating research, and you're sort of piecing a puzzle together because you're looking to see how and understand how a person may develop that way. And I guess for me, the interest with him was to really kind of and I worked with some real professional people that had dealt with serial killers and stuff. And the goal was just to try to come up with a backstory of just how potentially something like this is, you know, a person like that ends up that way. And because I think and that we needed to even at least get a hint of it in the movie, because I think then it sort of defeats the point to me, because the idea is to look back and learn from the past and learn that of what leads to certain things, and so that they may potentially be prevented one day, right? And so I think it was just more kind of trying to piece his backstory together, and that was very important to me.
So final question for both of you. Obviously the film's been at Sundance, it's getting out there. Have you had reactions from people who've seen it, and what has been the wildest reaction you've had from anyone who has seen the movie and didn't expect what they were going to see going in?
I mean, like the reactions have been great, like really great. People seem to really like it. I had lots of people say that they had no idea what was coming, and I think that's so much fun, and I hope most people come to the film not knowing. But what about you, Sebastian?
No, it's similarly, yeah. I think some of the people that have managed to see it at Sundance that I've known that have reached out were complimentary of it, in terms of it honestly being a fresh take on this genre and this storytelling, and the fact that there was seemingly at one point, as you're watching it, you sort of get a little bit lost as an audience member, thinking that maybe this isn't going to go the way you thought it was going to go. And I always think that's really, and again, I give credit to Mimi with that, because I feel as a filmmaker, this is a hard genre to crack. There's been a lot of great movies in the sort of horror world, social thriller world, and then to kind of keep it new, keep it exciting, and offer some new perspectives is difficult. So
Alrighty, well, thank you very much to both of you. Congrats on the movie. It's a whole lot of fun. Not sure I'd watch it at a dine-in cinema, but apart from that, I really loved it. And best of luck to both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.